1, 2, 3, let's walk forward. Keep walking.
Keep walking.
Listen, Ripple.
Keep walking.
Now we're gonna run fast.
Righteous! Whoa! Come on, come on! Didn't jump. I ran.
That just got too real for me. It wasn't funny. So Bitcoin is quite stable right now at 10K. We did peak at 11 very briefly. If we break through that, then I have no idea what that means, but that would be cool. But at least we'd know for sure that this is more sustainable growth than, say, for example, going from 8K to 19K within 2 weeks. Most of the market is down apart from Particle, which is randomly spiked as of right now, and Digix DAO, which has been on a steady climb for a few days now. Bitcoin dominance is at 40%, and if we have a look at the SegWit transactions, they are rising quite quickly. We've gone from 15% transactions for a long time up to 30% of Bitcoin transactions being SegWit enabled. Now this is actually a little bit misleading. This is from SegWit to SegWit addresses. So for example, if you're like me and you just upgraded your legacy wallet to a SegWit wallet and it was just one transaction and you're hodling your Bitcoin anyway, it wouldn't show up here. Just SegWit to SegWit, so it could actually be a lot more than 30%. Let's talk about the stock market crash which happened on February 5th, or the worst dip that has been seen in a long time for the stock market. Basically, the feds were shown to have printed over $14 billion to suppress the falling stock market by buying up mortgage-backed securities. This stuff works quite well short term. In the long run, it is extremely risky. So, a lot of people point towards Bitcoin as a safe haven from government tactics like this. And while it may one day be, let's look at the market cap for crypto on February 5th. You see that dip? You see right there? Same day. So basically, if you're trying to hedge bets against a falling USD, crypto is not that at all. And I know that might be a controversial statement. I think we could get there eventually, as Bitcoin is meant to be well, I guess could be the world's reserve, could be backed by several nations, so that it doesn't matter too much what one nation does. However, it's too early for that. Crypto is heavily dependent on the success, apparently, of the stock market, but you bet for sure USD valuations. It is not a safe haven yet, although this isn't financial advice. But if you got your Bitcoin for free, hell yeah it is. Or if you invested more than a year ago, doing great. So the biggest faller of today, and not by a small margin, Walton. Why is it taking a nosedive? Well, quite a few coins are, so it's a little bit unfair to single out Walton. However, Walton had this community fundraiser or something, some competition going around, and here's the winner. So embarrassing, it came from the same Twitter account basically exposing themselves.
Yes, I have a wig for every single person in the office. You never know when you're going to need to bear a passing resemblance to someone.
I just want it to stop.
It's not the first time Walton have done something crazy unprofessional either. Now this is leading to some really spicy memes. Walton hanging out with his old pal. They're currently censoring any discussion about it in the Walton subreddit. So is it time to sell Walton? Well, if it goes any lower, then that would have been a good move. But remember the advice of what this, whatever his name was, said in yesterday's video. Fear, uncertainty, is opportunity for sick gains. Moving on, Modem. Let me show you Modem. It is announced something. Modem partners with SAP, apparently a world leader in enterprise applications in software and related service revenue. What this means, who knows, but they're hoping that the partnership will help increase scalability and ease of adoption with their monitoring solutions. Origin Trail launches a pilot. Not a unique idea, Origin, but probably the more lower cap end in terms of market cap for what it's trying to do. I'll leave this linked below in case you're interested. Now, many in the Litecoin community are hailing Charlie Lee as a blasphemer or betrayer, publicly stating he sold all of his Litecoin, which just so retrospectively happens to have been at the top and now endorsing Nano. My 2 cents on this matter would be, it'd be more strange if he never tweeted anything positive about any other coins and only Litecoin. I mean, what is he meant to say?
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
He'd get criticized if he was silent, so he literally cannot win. So let me give you some reasons why I think 2018 could be a bigger year for crypto than 2017 was. And 2017 was massive, so I don't make this statement lightly. However, I want to preface this with the fact that I am applying logic to the market, which has shown time and time again it does not care about your logic. But for our sanity's sake, let's do this. Number one reason, Bitcoin and Lightning could realistically still take a few years before it's fully found everywhere. However, we should be taking major strides towards a instant, not just fast, instant Bitcoin transactions for almost free. Could be a reality this year. Number two, more companies moving to the blockchain by specifically replacing expensive IPOs, initial public offerings, with ICOs, which are a lot cheaper to do and a lot easier as far as I understand it. Now, it does take about a year or two for a legit ICO to get up and running, as in start of the public sale. At least a year or two. So if 2017 was the year of media attention, 2018 could theoretically be the year, 2019, the year of ICOs, or at least see some big players enter the market. We're already seeing it with Telegram, but there could be others. It's a move that many shareholders will also ask for too. And this ties into number three, the rise in utility. Well, I'm hoping for this. You know what makes a coin valuable these days? Being able to trade it for more Bitcoin one day. I would love to see a coin that you can actually use that has increased. Currently, Monero is useful for its anonymity. Its use case is quite apparent. Bitcoin as a store of value, Ethereum as an ICO funder. Everything else is pretty much speculation at this point. More and more ICOs hopefully means more and more innovation as a necessity to stand out from the others. And lastly, number four, regulations. We've heard from Vladimir Putin. We've heard from the Security Exchange Commission in the US. We've heard from the Indian Prime Minister. We've heard from South Korean officials. If you're thinking regulations are anti-blockchain, you're not wrong, but it is necessary for companies to have some sort of legal standing in order to operate, and especially for institutional money to get in. All of these things have never before been so prevalent and more of a thing than 2018. Anyway, that's logic. They could toss all of those ideas out the window and we might tank for all of this year. Who knows? Either way, I'm bullish long-term on crypto. $1.5 trillion market cap by the end of the year was my prediction at the end of last year. I don't feel the need to readjust that. We'll see what happens. Now and footage of, no. So is it time to say, well damn, that wasn't me. We touched 11K, but if we break through it. We did touch 11, but that was for briefly. 14% to 30% in not so much a long time. Not so much a long time. What am I saying? My 2 cents on the matter are, my two, whatever, that you can actually use that has increased